All right, welcome everyone. Let's get straight into it. Crypto market check time. Mic works. Ooh, all right, let me quickly double check this potential. There could have been an entry there, but very sketchy, and it's also leaving sell side liquidity. Did it leave demand? No. All right. Thank you all for being patient. Let's get into it. Bitcoin. Potential topping formation happening here. We've obviously ran through all this. And yeah, so far it looks like we might have a topping formation. Leaving behind supply. We will of course see what this supply looks like on the lower time frame. Yeah, it does look to be mitigated on the lower time frame. It is a clean supply block on the hourly though, but obviously if you look on the lower time frame, it is of course all mitigated. Yeah, so it's not really valid supply anymore, to be completely honest with you. Because it's just all been mitigated. Like, you've got this, that's mitigated. Yeah, like your only supply is this, which is pretty insignificant. Like, if we come up here, I'll be so impressed, but or not necessarily if we come up, but if we get a reaction from this, I'll be very impressed. Point being, I don't think we will get a reaction from this. But for now, we'll see what price does decide to do. Do have demand here. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how price responds to this demand. Because lo and behold, this is also mitigated on the lower time frame. Yeah. Yep, everything here is mitigated. We have, technically speaking, this overlapping structural demand. So we'll see if we get a reaction there. But yeah, we'll leave that for now and we'll see what happens. Contextually speaking, as we approach this demand, it will be very important to see if we're going to show signs of strength and just bounce back up, or if we're obviously going to show signs of weakness and break through it. So we'll see what happens there. Alerts are set. ETH. We are coming down towards those weekly and monthly opens. Chances are that this supply has been mitigated on the lower time frame. It has. This price action has been pretty shitty, to be honest. Just with the way everything's, like, all this is mitigated. You just have this crappy supply, which is unmitigated, but it's very insignificant because it doesn't grab anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just supply that. It's just like this supply block, which is valid, but it's insignificant. It's completely insignificant. So I'm not even going to bother charting that up because it doesn't grab anything to the left. Do we have overlapping here? Not really. No, not at all. Like, if you see what I mean, catch my drift. Yeah, it's pretty unmitigated supply. Oh, unmitigated. It's pretty mitigated supply. So yeah, not the cleanest supply POI there. I'm even going to actually write on it. Sweet. Easy. That is ETH. That is ETH. Yeah, it looks like we are already targeting this weekly open. We will leave that as is. We do obviously have demand below. But even here, it's a fairly decent looking topping formation on ETH. This, technically speaking, got confirmed up here. Yeah, and this hasn't deviated this tab, so that is a good sign. Has it? Maybe it has actually. Yeah, I think it has 2422.64 as opposed to, yeah, it has deviated that tab. My apologies. Yeah, we'll see if we can get a slow pullback into some of this already mitigated supply on low time frame. We're still trending up on the daily. Our daily low is right here. So we're trending up on the daily, guys. Bitcoin's also trending up, so we're just in a steady uptrend at the moment. Let's go on TON. Yeah, and then obviously the alts now are slowly pulling back as well. We have SFP this high nicely. I will have to double check this. All right, where are we? Pump fun. Okay, I will have to monitor this closure. Is that mitigated on the lower time frame? This time I am hoping the supply is mitigated. No. Valid supply there. I need this candle closure to be very, very strong. I'll put an alert here. Alright, we'll come back to this in 9:55. The risk to reward it will give us is nice, but weekly bearish, daily bearish, 4 hourly bullish, 1 hourly bearish. What was the 1 hourly market structure? It's here. The 1 hour market structure high. Yeah, there's a few things holding price down here. You got supply. And we created a distribution here as well, like. We're also bearish on the weekly. Yeah, I'm not too confident on taking this. And this closure is also all the indication we need to not take this. Where were we? Pump? Yes. I was going to say, I feel like we definitely have some demand here, and lo and behold. Definitely no reactions until we mitigate part of this demand. So until then, sit on your hands. Until then. That's it for pump. Pepe, we might have a local distribution model here. The follow through for this will be interesting. Well, at the moment it's an SFP, so we'll monitor that. What was grabbed here? Probably supply. Well, that is your extreme supply. This is counter context, but it is very, very clean, so I might just pull the trigger on this if I can get a nice break, unless we already have. Nah, that's my 10-minute low. Okay, that's my 10-minute low. Yeah, we might have like some small break in here, but 10-minute low is the go, which will allow us for a satisfactory 3 risk reward trade. Pretty happy with that. You have to be happy with that. If you're risking 1%, that's 3%. You know, aim for 5% a week. We'll see if this gets tapped, and then if this gets tapped, of course. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, for now the return to zone is really, really nice. How long has this been going for? For a while, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. Tap 1. There is your third tap. And we have even come back into the original range values, so that's allowed. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. Doge. Just gonna leave Doge as is. Tau, we'll check back on Tau. Let me see how this is closed. Yeah, there you go. There you go. To anyone that tried to pre-long this, it's exactly why you wait for your candle closures. It's like the best example you can ever get. We were on Tau, I believe. We've mitigated this. Big Tau accumulation range here. Should we distribute? I'm ready. Virtual showing strength, running through supply. Okay, we got them on there. We might even have some supply above. Not really. XMR. Price just keeps going higher. Litecoin. We have distributed here. The only thing I don't like about this, which I've already spoken about, is just there's no return to zone. Like no return to zone at all. Yeah, I kind of want some form of return to zone in here to entice me to short here. Maybe we get an extended model somewhere in here. Fartcoin is showcasing potential topping formation here. Very low time frame scalp though. Yeah, way too short for me to trade. It's just so short, man. And look how quick this move up is. We'll see what happens there. Miranda spoke about this. Taps are way too displaced. However, maybe we do get a local model here, which I will allow. I will very much so allow. Quan still on its way to complete itself. Even a little demand mitigation there, which can be seen. Excellent, not doing a whole lot. Cake has now reached and exceeded the supply, but now it's come back in with a big wick over here. Is that valid supply? It's about to mitigate this. Okay. Hype. Oh, did we chart this yesterday? I think we did too, eh? Yeah, we did. I remember this. Didn't take it though. That was the perfect opportunity to take it. The price literally pulled back in here as well. I remember it. We were watching this during the pullback and I was like, you know, I'm not going to take it, but I'll chart it to see what happens tomorrow. And lo and behold, it works out to perfection. RV, not much is happening there. XRP, not much is happening. SUI, not much is happening. Whiff, big wick there on whiff. Sol, Asta, Link, supply here, mitigated, Bitcoin Cash, and then the two ones that I was excited for yesterday, Trumpy. Oh, there you go, invalidated. We thought that was going to continue up, but it didn't. And then Brett SFP the low and has gone back up since then. All right. It has now created a Model 1. If we can break this 15-minute low, then I will look for an entry. I lied, sorry. Sorry guys. Heaps of demand below. Heaps. Oops. So just be a bit patient here. All right, focus was pump. Pump fund is our focus. Tom's doing its thing, and then we had the local Pepe model, which we will look for a break. And yeah, I think Tao had something. No. All right, that's it. Thank you all for joining. I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.